Hello everyone. Welcome to today's Facebook tutorial on security and custom lists. And my name is May Lynn. So for those of you who have gone through tutorials with me before, you'll be used to the way I work. The reason that I'm putting on this tutorial is because I've had a lot of people say that they started posting things on Facebook and their family members got online and started saying things about what they've posted. Their coworkers got online. Potential employers may have seen what they posted, and now they're thinking that they should just delete their Facebook account. So rather than do that, let me give you a few pointers on how you can protect yourself and also post to select audiences. So first of all, Facebook itself has built-in smart lists. So let me show you what they look like, and I highly recommend that you do not use Facebook's built-in smart lists except for acquaintances and restricted. So let me show you what that looks like. So if you haven't done any preparation at all to your account and you've just been posting away, more than likely you have been posting to public. So if you see here, my next status prompt is about ready for me to post something. So I'm going to post hello world. Okay, so if I hit post right now, this is going to go to the entire world. Anybody who wants to, if they care to, will be able to see my post. This is completely different than your profile settings. So I'm not going to go into profile settings in this tutorial. But if you've already come into Facebook and people have been screaming security, security at you, you've already gone into your profile and you've set your profile to whatever level of security you're comfortable with. That does not pertain to your status updates, which is really the meat and potatoes of your account. So when you post, you're going to see here this little globe symbol, and that means that whatever you're posting right now is going to the world. If that's not what you want, if you click the little drop down, you're going to see that I can also post to my friends. So people that I have friend requested or who have requested to be friends with me and I have confirmed them, they are on your friends list. Now, if you're playing a Facebook game or your cousin's best friend's girlfriend's brother-in-law requested to be friends with you and you accept everyone as they come in, your Facebook friends may or may not be your real friends. So again, just because you're choosing to post to friends, which you can see as this little two-person silhouette icon, it does not mean that your post is secure. So how can I secure it? There are a few ways that you can do this, but I also want to point out, if we go to more options, okay, you can select a couple of built-in groups, okay? Restricted, if you choose to put a friend in the restricted group, that is a very secure grouping. That means that they will not be able to see any of your posts ever unless you post it public. Why on earth would you want to do that? Personally, if you've ever heard of the term, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. So if you have someone that you do not like who has requested to be friends with you, and it would cause more trouble than it's worth to deny that friend request, go ahead and accept the friend request and put them on restricted. No matter what you post, as long as it's not to the world, then that will always be except restricted. Okay? And so I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a second. Acquaintances is a step above restricted. Acquaintances, you can slot people into the acquaintance bucket, and when they're on that list, they will not be automatically restricted unless you manually choose friends except acquaintances. So let me show you how that would work. So you see that I'm automatically sharing with what I've chosen in the drop-down, which is friends, and also friends of tagged. You want to be careful when you have that check mark on. So if I'm tagging somebody, even if I'm using a list, anyone I've tagged, their friends will be able to see what I've just posted. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But if I wanted to share to my friends, except to my acquaintances, this is what that would look like. Okay, so I'm about to post hello world. And I'm going to post it to friends except acquaintances. Okay, this is still a very generic posting. So how can I make things even tighter? Okay, so if you'll look over to the left-hand side, you'll see that I have a group called, or a list. I'm sorry, I need to make sure we are using the correct vocabulary. A Facebook list and a Facebook group are completely different things. And I do not approve of groups. I don't think they're secure at all. Anyone can join a group. Anyone can add people to a group. The Facebook list is your personal categorization, your own personal address book within Facebook on your account. Nobody else sees what list they are on. All they know, if they bother to pay attention, is whether or not you posted to the world, to friends, or to a custom list. And I'll show you what that means. Okay, so if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see that Facebook has a smart list already called Family. I do not suggest that you use that. Okay, so even if it is real family members, I recommend you create a custom list to do that. So let's move on to our next topic, creating your own custom lists. So how do I do that? So the first thing you're going to do, if you've never created a list before, you're going to go down on your left-hand side until you see a menu item called Lists. Okay, so go ahead and click on Lists, or if you've seen the pop-up, you can also scroll to the right and click on plus Create Friend List. Okay, so I'm going to click on the menu item just to be very manual and slow so everyone can see what it is that we're doing. You're going to see your Facebook page refresh. And as it does so, you can see that it broke it down into categories of friends or interests. So if you're following celebrities and their pages and you want to categorize their pages, you can also create interests. That's a whole nother situation. And we're only going to talk about creating lists right now. So let's create a list. And since I want to differentiate my own personal list from Facebook's smart list, I'm going to create a name. So I'm going to call it May's Family. Okay. Now, I can just create the list and then we can add people to it in a little bit. Or if, of course, you should know your family's names, you can also add them at that point. Okay. While I'm here, while I'm just creating lists, let's go ahead and create another list. Okay, so I'm going to create a list called Coworkers. While this is pulling up, I want you to see in the background, you can see that little graduation cap symbol that looks like, it says criminal case on it. It looks like a little graduation cap. That's higher education. So people who've gone to colleges, your colleges would show up here if you've added them into your profile. If you're looking behind me or behind this little box and you see the one that said Albuquerque, if you have designated your location in your profile, then a smart list pops up with your city and state and other people who have designated themselves in that particular area or region of the country or world actually will also show up. And so those are smart lists that you have no control over who the members are. So you do want to be careful. Okay? So the reason I'm showing you two different lists is I'm going to go ahead and show you what happens when you post. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add friends to list. So if you saw that I clicked on add friends to list, this is one way to add people to a list. So now we're talking about you've already created some lists and we want to add existing friends already on your Facebook to a list you just created. Okay, there's two ways to do it. Once you've created the list, you're going to see that you have all the people in your friends list and you can just go through and click them. So let's just say that this person and this person, this person and this person are my coworkers. I had to accept them or there would be hell to pay when I go back to work the next day. So I'm going to go ahead and accept them, but I really don't want them on my friends list because I say things, when I let my hair down after work that I don't want my friends to know. Okay. So let's see. I might have not hit finish. Bear with me just a moment. Let me make sure that my clicking did indeed take. Okay, so let me go ahead and click on finish. Okay. All right, so while this is refreshing, let me go ahead and go to another list. So if you look on the left-hand side, you're going to see my list now populate in my menus. So I'm going to go to my family, not the Facebook family group. Okay, so I'm going to click on May's family. And again, I'm just picking people at random for this demonstration. This is a demonstration account. So I'm just adding friends to list. Okay. And again, I can choose from all my friends. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this person and this person here, these folks over here, this person, and these are my family members. And again, for this demonstration, everything's not refreshing automatically for me, so I'm hitting the refresh on my browser. Apologize for that. Okay, so while that's refreshing, let me talk about what I'm going to be discussing next. I'm going to talk about, okay, now I've created these lists, what am I going to do with them? So I'm going to post to a custom list in a couple of ways. And I'm also going to exclude people. So I want to show you how you can use these lists to be very, very selective about what you post. So as you can see, whenever you're working within a list, you can see that list is highlighted on the left. And you can see that whatever you're about to post is going to post to this grouping, and it's grayed out so you cannot change it. You can post in this fashion here, or if you happen to just be logging into your account and you're not viewing anything on the left, okay, so let's say that we logged into our account for the first time, and here we are about to post. Now your audience is always going to be set to whatever you had set to before, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to post a picture. I'm a proud mama, so I'm going to post a picture of my child. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that later. And all I did was I took off the internet a picture of the Gerber baby. Okay, so I'm just going to use the Gerber baby as a picture of my child. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure that this picture is only going to go to my family members. Okay. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Can't post right now, but we're going to go ahead and work on this. Okay. So Facebook has little glitches. I know that we're all familiar with that. So I'm going to plow ahead with my tutorial and show you how you would do this. So you're going to see here that I am posting to the list I created of May's family a picture of my little precious baby, and I'm going to hit post. Now what this does is those people who are on my Facebook friends list who are not in May's family are not going to see a picture of this child. This is very important, especially with children and identity theft. And I don't know if everyone has heard or not, but there's this new thing called digital kidnapping, which, believe me, is not as scary as real kidnapping, but it's still pretty gross. So if you want to Google it, or if you're in Facebook, go into the search Facebook box here and type in digital kidnapping, and you'll get a lot of videos popping up, whether you want to watch them or not, about people stealing images of children off of publicly seen accounts. So let me talk to you a little bit about this picture of this child that I just posted. You're going to see this lovely little share. So let's say that my grandpa is not very savvy and he says, oh, look at my great-great-grandchild. So I'm going to go ahead and share it. That's okay. Because when grandpa shares it, the only people who are going to see it are anyone else that's on grandpa's friends list who's also in my May's family list. Not just in my friends list, but only in the group I just shared it to. So let me repeat that because that's very important to remember. If somebody in your share list, so let's say person 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think I chose 5 people. Let's say person 3 is friends with persons 2 and 5. But they also have 1,000 other people on their Facebook page. And they see a cute little picture of your baby and they hit share. Do not worry, because the only people that your person 3 just shared your picture to was person 2 and 5, who are also on your list. And this is the reason why I do not recommend that you use Facebook's Smart Lists. When you use Facebook Smart Lists, there's no guarantee that that restriction holds. Okay? However, if you create your own list, your own custom list, like I just did here with May's family, then you can definitely make sure that they are sharing, if they're not tech savvy and they just share everything. No problem. They've only shared it to the same 2 people that you all have as mutual friends. That's it. That's all that happened. Okay, so another kind of share that you might like is you're sharing things that you don't want your coworkers to see. Okay, so let's pretend that we work for Pepsi Company. Now, there's a rumor out there, I don't know if it's valid or not, but they said that you can be fired if you work for either Pepsi or Coke and you're seen with the other company's product. So I'm going to go ahead and add a photo of me, my pretend me, drinking a Coca-Cola, even though I work for PepsiCo. But I don't want to get fired. This is just me on vacation. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to custom. Now, remember when I showed you earlier, I didn't make a post, but I showed you how to set the setting to friends except acquaintances. Well, now I'm going to do friends, everybody. I want all my pals to see this. Except my coworkers. So as you start typing, everyone that matches, whether it's a single person or if it's a list, will show up and you can choose from the drop down. So I want everybody to see this. Oh, I definitely do not want, if I tag anyone in the photo or if anyone tags themselves, I don't want anyone who is friends of that tagged person to see this post. Just the specific people on my list, except the very specific people on my coworkers list. So I'm going to go ahead and share this. And let's say it's a vacation post. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how you can also, let's see here, accept friend requests and immediately put them into a custom list. So I've already created my lists and I've already taken the 200 people that I have on my friends list and I've already put them where they belong. I've gone through every single person and I have either put them as an acquaintance or restricted or as family or high school friends, college friends, my knitting circle, my reading circle, whatever different groups of lists that you create. So how can I put new people as they come in? How can I put them to a custom list? So this is how we do it. I specifically saved a few people to confirm. Whoops, there's quite a few more people. I'm just going to show you one or two. So I'm going to take this person here and let's pretend that he's a family member. So I'm going to click on confirm. And you're going to see that my little item with Herbert's name on it does not actually go away once he's confirmed. So we're just going to wait until that accepts him. And I will quickly show you what's going to happen. Okay, so now he's showing up as friends. As long as I haven't exited this drop down, I can just point to Herbert's name and this little pop-up shows up and it shows that we are friends. And if I point to friends, right at the top, I can choose if he's a close friend or an acquaintance. Now remember, I don't approve of using the smart list except for acquaintances. So if he's going in your acquaintance box, you can click him here. Or if you want to use more of those lists, you can click add to another list and all your custom lists as well as the smart list will pop up. So you'll stay away from these lightning bolts and you'll put him into one of your personal listings. So I'm pretending he's a family member. That's it. That's all you have to do. He is now in that list and he will be able to see everything on your feed that goes to family members or friends or public. Let's say the next person that I am accepting is a coworker. So I hit confirm. We wait for it to refresh. And wait. And wait. While that's coming on, I'm going to go ahead and confirm a few more people. Okay, so I'm going to pick somebody who did refresh already. So Cindy, let's pretend, is a coworker. So as I point to her name, I'm not clicking, I'm just pointing to her name and hovering. The pop-up comes up and I point to friends and I finally click on add to another list and I come down and click on coworkers. That's it. Okay? That's how simple it is. Now, what if I want to send out a friend request to somebody else, but before they even accept, I already know that I want to categorize them a certain way. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and clear this drop down so we can see what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and click on See All and allow Facebook to give me all these suggestions of people that might be friends, just so I can demonstrate what a friend request, an outgoing friend request from me to someone else would look like. So I'm just going to scroll down past all these requests coming in. Okay, so we have some people that looks like they might be friends of ours. So I'm going to click on Add Friend. I don't even have to go to their profile. I would in real life if I wanted to make sure that this was somebody I truly knew and not just someone with the same name. So I click on Friend Request, and then when I point to their name and point to Friend Request Sent, you get that same drop down. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add to Another List and put them under coworker. So if and when this person accepts my friend request, say in the next 5 minutes or in the next week or 2 months from now, whenever they accept my friend request, they automatically go into the list coworkers. So that's all there is to my demonstration on how to use friends and lists and put people into categories to help your security of your Facebook.